Hey everybody, welcome back to another show. Today, we're gonna talk about the Video Game Awards of 2016. I feel like it'd be negligible. No, dare I say, something worse that I can't think of right now. But it's something worse than negligible. But I feel like I should cover up the 2016 nominees, because honestly, I feel like 2016, man, it had a bunch of misses, it had a bunch of hits, but I don't know. Let's see what it is. Alright. So for the Game of the Year, I'm going to leave that for last because I already know what the nominations are, and I feel like it's going to be really controversial because it is Game of the Year. Like always, every Game of the Year is always controversial. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do that last. Let's be real. Alright, so for Best Studio Game Direction, recognizing a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Alright, so we got Blizzard with Overwatch, we got DICE with Battlefield 1, id Software for Doom, Naughty Dog for Uncharted 4, Respawn for Titanfall 2. Alright, so here's my thought. Alright, so Game Studio Outstanding Creative Vision and Innovation in Game and Direction Design. Alright, so honestly, let's be real. Let's be real here. DICE, Battlefield 1, look, I know there's a lot of Battlefield 1, diehard fans, but let's be real, Battlefield 1 was it was the same thing. It was just copy and paste, let's just redo the same thing all over again. We got Doom. Doom, man, love it. Love the game, it was great. Doom was one of those games where the company, id Software, really focused on the gameplay, and it was something where it was great. It was really good, and it's really sad that they were. I don't know. There's the little rumors that they weren't really confident in their game, so the reviews weren't set out until like the day before it was launched or something. But it turned out to be a really good game. So we got Naughty Dog and we got Respawn, which we're talking about innovation here. So Uncharted 4 is great. The graphics on it. The graphics on Uncharted 4, dear God, it was great. But Respawn Titanfall 2, they pretty much were just making their mistakes. They were just fixing them. I would say, honestly, Blizzard, man, their Overwatch, look, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a diehard fan. I'm a little biased for Overwatch because I love the game. It's great. It's a lovely game. I love it. I play it all the time. But it was something that ever since Overwatch came out, you see just constant resurgence of, all these like hero-based shooters. You got Battleborn, you got the Quake online game that's coming out. You got basically Paladins, all these other games where people were focused on first-person shooters, and then Overwatch came out, and then boom, a new direction of like hero shooters just came out, and it was great. Love it. I think it's gonna be Blizzard. Blizzard, hands down. There's no doubt about it. Blizzard is going to win Best Studio Game Direction Design, all that stuff. So, Best Narrative. Alright. So, Best Narrative. This one's a little tricky. Mafia 3. Get out of here, Mafia 3. Why don't you, 2K, you got to fix your... Look, 2K, you gotta hire some QAs. That's all I'm saying. Hire some QAs, man. So, Best Narrative. Man, I want to say Overwatch and Inside would be really good for Best Narrative, but it's a great story. Inside is a great story too. It's a 3-4 hour game, but I feel like they went more towards, I want it to be a mystery what it is. Like, I want people to think. I want people to see the symbolicness of what the game is about. And so it was kind of a hit and miss type thing. There's just Reddit just full of ideas, but there's really no answers in the game. Firewatch, it's a great game, great narrative. It's basically a walking simulator. Let's be honest here. Mafia. Ugh. So really, honestly, when it comes to best narrative, it's gonna be Oxenfree or Uncharted 4. Oxenfree, the ARG for Oxenfree. Oh my God, mind blowing. It was great. It's one of those games where it's like it had so many choices to it where, man, what do you pick? Every choice has a different ending to it. It's one of those things where if you go throughout the island and collect all the things, then you get another ending. Or if you go one path, you get another ending for this path. And it's just and then when the game is over, oh my god, the ARG, the game, it just basically it became one of those games where that's how ARGs are meant to be, where it's supposed to make you think, and it makes you like, people are on quest as this video is being made. People are on a quest to find some mystery box or something. I don't know. It's one of those things that, look, I love ARGs. I'm totally down for it. I mean, Blizzard, as long as you don't do any more, Sombra, But ARGs, they're cool. Like, it adds a little mystery to the game. But Uncharted 4, best narrative. Oh man, best narrative for Uncharted 4. Uncharted 4, what they did was just so amazing. It was one of those things where, like, you'll be driving in the Jeep, and then there'll be a conversation happening between all the characters and all that, and then the moment you leave the Jeep to go walk off, and then you just leave your homies behind, they stop talking, and then they resume the conversation the moment you come back, as if you did leave. That's amazing. That is just, oh my god, that was great. I loved it. It was one of those things that's I don't really think it's ever been done. Like, I'm trying to think about it, and I don't think it's ever really been done before, and it's something that's really cool, and I'm really glad they did it. And I really hope, Naughty Dog, man, I really hope they stick to what they're doing now. Sadly, Uncharted 4 is done with, and the ending of Uncharted 4, like, it was beautiful. It was really beautiful. The entire game, gorgeous, loved it. It was just a beautiful game, all in all. So, honestly, best narrative, we're gonna go for Uncharted 4. I feel like it's between Oxenfree and Uncharted 4, and Uncharted 4, hands down, like, no doubt about it. So, best art direction. For outstanding creative and technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Yes. Best art direction. So we got Abzu. Abzu's basically like, it's a walking simulator. Damn. What's the name of that one game? I can't remember. It's like the flowers and things and stuff. I don't know. Whatever. It's basically the same thing as that game. Firewatch. Best art direction. Firewatch it's pretty good. Like, it was a gorgeous game. Like, it had a really unique art style to it that, it was pretty personal to the creators. Like, it was one of those things where it's like, it was a gorgeous game. Inside, oh my god, what can I say about the art in Inside? It was wow, okay. Like, it was one of those things where, like, you'll be playing the game and it's just crazy. Like, you'll look off in the background and you'll just see these, like, gorgeous settings, these set boxes and pieces and all that, and it's just wow. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Like, Inside was pretty good. Overwatch, look, I love Overwatch. Blizz, I love Overwatch. But for best art, if I had to compete between Inside or Overwatch, I feel like Overwatch would not win between Inside. It would, but all of these, Uncharted 4, man, for the capabilities that the PlayStation 4 had, Uncharted 4 was the best. Like, hands down, best art directions between Uncharted 4 and Inside, and Uncharted 4 is the winner. So, best music sound design. For outstanding audio, inclusive of score, original song, licensed soundtrack, and sound design. So you got Doom, you got Battlefield 1, Inside, Res Infinite, and Thumper. I don't even know what those two last games are. I'm not gonna deny it. But it's between Doom and Battlefield 1, and let's be honest, it's DICE. It's DICE. DICE made Battlefront. DICE is one of those people where it's like, one of those, like, creators where they just, man, I feel like they focus more on sound and graphics than they do on gameplay. Look, Battlefield 1, the gameplay was pretty much the same thing as every other Battlefield game, but the graphics and the sound in it, oh my god, it's so immersive that you really feel like you're in there, and it's really great. Like, this one, Doom, I love you id Software, but Battlefield 1, they got it. That's the one. So, best performance, award to an individual for voiceover acting, emotion, and or performance capture. All right, get out of here, Mafia 3. Alex Hernandez, look, nah. 2K, nah, just pretty much nah. So we got Overwatch, or not Overwatch, we got Firewatch, so Sissy Jones from Firewatch, you got Emily Rose as Elena from Uncharted 4, you got Nolan North as Nathan Drake for Uncharted 4, You got Rich Sommer as Henry and Firewatch, and then you got Troy Baker as Sam Drake. Ugh. So this one's really hard because, man, I feel like no matter what, Naughty Dog is going to take this. Because, I mean, look, Firewatch is great. It's a great game, but, I mean, narrative was there. It was a great narrative, but, I mean, if you had to choose between Rich Sommer or Nolan Drake and Emily Rose, like, it'd be one of these two. Like, hands down, for best performance, it's going to be Emily Rose as Elena or Nolan North as Nathan, and this is a real thinker. I really want to say it's going to be Troy Baker as Sam Drake, but, I mean, he was great. He felt more like a supporting actor, so, I mean, I would love to include him in this, but it's between Emily Rose and Nolan North. What they did for the narrative for these two are just, it's amazing. It's one of those things where it should be recognized. Like, it's really, for the whole, like, you know, voice actor strike, these guys are really, like, they're head front, you know, they're up there on top of, like, you know, a great example of what the strike is for. So when it comes to these two, like, it would be between these two, Cissy Jones and Alex Hernandez, like, but man, honestly, this one's a little hard. I would say if I had to have to choose one, which I do, it would be Emily Rose. Emily Rose is really good. Like, yeah, I know Nolan North was the protagonist, he was the hero, and it's like you mostly hear him, all that, and it's great, like he did a great job, but Emily Rose, man, especially at the end, at the very end. I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but look, tears were shed. A man tear were shed. All right. So I'm gonna say Emily Rose as Elena. So games for Impact Award for I'm assuming they mean thought-provoking, not provoking game for their profound pro-social meaning or message. All right, so you got 1979 Revolution. Don't really know what that is. You got Block and Hood, which is like, I don't know, it's like an eco game, but no, no, I'm sorry. Orwell, don't really know what that is. Sea Hero Quest, That Dragon Cancer. All right, so this game, That Dragon Cancer, I'm gonna say it's That Dragon Cancer only because this game had a lot of hype to it, and it's not one of the more positive hype. So the developers, Numinous Games or whatnot, so they pretty much, it's really sad. Their son got this type of cancer, which is supposed to be like a cancer that, from what I understand, it's something that it's basically like the Wolverine of cancer, you know, or not, no, Deadpool of cancer. There you go. Where it's like, it's just really bad. It's like everywhere. And so this company, they ended up like flagging a lot of creators who were doing, getting monetized for these videos because it is a walking simulator, and it basically, you just need to watch somebody play this game and you never have to buy it. And they weren't really getting a lot of income from it. And this, it's a sad game, and pretty much a majority, if not everybody who played this game, they ended up like shedding tears. Like, it was one of those things where it's like you really felt sorry for the game, or not the game, for the creators, because this was basically a story of their son, and it was really sad. So definitely, like, That Dragon Cancer, that's it. Best Independent Game for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. All right, so we got Firewatch, we got Hyper Light Drifter, we got Inside, we got Stardew Valley, we got The Witness. I don't really know what The Witness is. I didn't really hear anything about it, so definitely not The Witness. So best independent game. So this one's really hard because Firewatch had a lot of hype to it, and it was one of those games where it was really good. It had a good narrative, great art. There was a lot of ways that you could win, I guess, or I don't know. It's basically a walking simulator, so it's like winning isn't really, I don't know if you'd say winning. But Hyper Light Drifter, man, and honestly, if I had to choose between Hyper Light Drifter or Inside, it would definitely be Inside. Out of these four, man, it's a really hard choice. Out of these four, I want to say Stardew Valley or Inside. Like, these two, they're man, what's the way to describe it? Like, Inside was one of those games where it's yeah, sure, it's a 3-4 hour game, but there was a message to it, and the fact that there's a lot of puzzles to it that you had to solve, and you know, it's just based on the narrative behind it and how the game was played and everything. It was pretty new for their constraints, because it was pretty much, yeah, there was like a background in the back, but it was pretty much a 2D game that the developers had to find a way to create problems for the gamer to solve, but at the same time make it really interesting and really like tell a really cool story, especially at the end. The end, it was just freaking nuts. But Stardew Valley, so Stardew Valley, it's basically Farmville, but I mean, you can get married. Like, I think they recently updated so like you can get married, and then it's like if you want to continue your story, you can get a divorce and then like get other people, and it's just nuts. Like, the fact that they even thought about that, that's really weird. And it was just because people wanted to keep playing their same scenario. But out of these two, it'd be Stardew Valley and Inside, and I had to give it to Inside, because Inside, man, best independent game. Stardew Valley got a lot of hype, but so did Inside, and Inside had a lot more creativeness, I want to say. I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. I don't know. Best mobile handheld game. For the best game playable on playable devices include mobile phones and dedicated gaming handhelds. Alright, so I don't really care about mobile games. I really don't. I really just, I don't get it. Like, every single one of these had microtransactions to like freaking wazoo. It's just, ugh, it's not worth it. It's Clash Royale, Fire Emblem, Monster Hunter, Pokemon Go, or Severed. So, I mean, I'm just gonna, I don't get it. I don't get handheld games. I'm just gonna be blunt about it. But out of all these, like, in terms of the handheld games, it would be Pokemon Go or Clash Royale. And even though Pokemon Go is one of those, like, one of those games where it got people to go outside, and that's pretty cool, but it's still not, you're just walking around, like, collecting virtual things. I feel like Pokemon Go it's slowly drifting off. So out of all of these, you know, Clash Royale, people are still doing it. You go on Twitch, you still see people playing it on Twitch. Versus Pokemon Go, it's kind of died out. But Clash Royale, it's one of those games where people are still playing, and I don't know. It's a mobile game. I don't know. I don't get it. But whatever. Clash Royale. Definitely Clash Royale. It's hands down best mobile handheld game. Sorry, Severed and Pokemon guys. I don't know. Best VR game. Alright, so best, look, I don't have VR. I don't really plan on having VR for like the next couple of years, probably like 5 years or something, because there are no games for it that are even interesting. Now, all the games out there, people are still figuring out the whole nausea thing. But out of all of these, you got Batman, Eve, Job Simulator, Rez, and Thumper. Alright. I want Job Simulator to win. I don't even care. I don't even care it's a horrible game. I just want Job Simulator to win, because that'd be freaking hilarious. You compare to Eve or Batman. Look, Rocksteady Studios, Batman Arkham VR, like, I don't want your story. Like, I don't want to do the whole VR thing. Like, it's just, I don't know. Eve Valkyrie, like, I heard like that game was pretty much one of the few that you can't get sick at. So, but whatever. I don't know. I don't even care. I don't even care if Job Simulator is trash. I want Job Simulator to win, because this is my list and Job Simulator is gonna win. So whatever. Alright, best action game. For the best games in the action genre focused on combat. Oh man, alright. So this one's a little hard. And it's really hard because you have Battlefield 1, Doom, Overwatch. I guess we'll include Titanfall 2 in it, you know, not really. Gears of War 4 now. So best action game, if it had to be between Doom or Battlefield 1, it'd be Doom. So honestly, I feel like it'd be Doom or Overwatch. Overwatch is pretty much, it set the trend of what an online game should be, how beta testing should be. Basically, Blizzard set the idea, like, not the idea, because it's one of those things where it's been around for so long that it's just amazing. It's called beta testing. Yeah. So Overwatch, they pretty much beta tested for a whole year, I guess, and they just got it down and got to the point where there's actual esports. No offense, Battlefield 1 fans, but I don't see any esports for Battlefield 1. I do see esports for Call of Duty. Pew, 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 pew. Shots fired. That's stupid. Alright, but out of all of them, Doom. I'm gonna say, even though I love Overwatch and it's a fun game, great community game, I have to say Doom. Doom is one of those games where, man, they focused so much on the action. It's incredible. Even when you're trying to like melee someone, like even the graphics, like, you know, when you're doing the whole like scene of like, you know, the, I don't know, what's it called, like execution, I guess, scenes or whatever. They did it in such a way that it's so fast that it doesn't interfere with the action. There's constant action in Doom, and it's action where, yeah, you're blowing up like, you know, guys, and you're shooting monsters and demons and things, but there were actually some really terrifying moments. I don't know if it was a bug, because, I mean, it's a game, but man, there were some scenes where there were some zombies just lurking around. I couldn't find them, but I could definitely hear them, and that stuff was terrifying. So I'm gonna give it to Doom. Alright, best action adventure game. For the best action adventure game, combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. So you got Dishonored 2, you got Hitman, Hyper Light Drifter, Ratchet and Clank for some reason, and you got Uncharted 4. So this is for best action adventure game. So puzzle solving, Dishonored 2, I'm sorry, but your game came out buggy, so I'm not, it would be between Dishonored 2 and Uncharted 4, but Dishonored 2, like, you gotta, look, devs, publishers, all y'all, you gotta make sure your game works when it comes out. I'm just saying, that I feel like it'd be a great idea, hence Watch Dogs 2, not the greatest amount of sales right now, because people are not really that confident because of Watch Dogs 1. Just gonna put it out there. It's out there. But out of all of these, Hitman, IO Interactive, look, no, I'm sorry. Hyper Light Drifter, I mean, Ratchet and Clank, I don't know. I didn't even realize people still played Ratchet and Clank. I thought, like, I heard about the movie, and I feel like that's all I need to know. The movie is just god-awful. But out of all of these, I mean, let's be real. Uncharted 4, man, when you get to the, like, you have to solve like puzzles and, you know, basic, man, I'm just like thinking about it, and it's just like, I wish Uncharted 4 was on PC. I predict it will be, though, in like a couple of years when the PlayStation 4 moves on. But it's gonna be remastered. I don't even know how you would remaster Uncharted 4 because it's beautiful. But best action adventure game, it had action, it had adventure, and it had puzzles to solve. Uncharted 4, hands down. Alright, best role-playing game. The best games designed for rich player character customization and progression, both offline and online, including massive multiplayer. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know why Dark Souls 3 is on here. Like, yeah, you can customize your people, but I don't really see Dark Souls 3 as an RPG. I'm just gonna be blunt about it. I really don't. Deus Ex, if it was between Deus Ex or Witcher 3, it would not, there's no competition. It'd be Witcher 3. Like, let's be real. If you ever watch, it's really funny. I'd recommend you go watch Jesse Cox, the YouTuber. So this guy, oh man, it's really funny when you're watching him, because he'll be playing Witcher 3, he still has yet to finish, and I swear to God, he's been playing it since the release of this game, like a year ago. So Witcher 3, he'll be playing it, and this is how in-depth this story is. He'll be playing it, he'll get to the point where he has one more quest left on the map, and then he'll finish, he'll be so proud, and then he'll look at the map and be like, oh, fuck, there's 20 more quests just opened up. God damn it. It's so great. I love it. It's hilarious. You see the spirit, his spirit just come out of his body, and it's just, oh man, that's great. But out of all of those, you also have World of Warcraft. I don't know what Xenoblade Chronicles is, but it's Nintendo, so I'm assuming it's for the Wii U, so I really don't care about it because it's Nintendo. I'm not down to really give them 40% of my, income, But out of all of these, World of Warcraft, Legion, or Witcher 3, these two are the ones compete. It's World of Warcraft. Out of all the RPGs in the world, unless it's like a JRPG, I guess, I don't know. World of Warcraft, that's pretty intense. It's but it's really hard. It's between Witcher 3 and World of Warcraft, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of flack for it because you got those diehard World of Warcraft fans, but let's be real. Witcher 3, the in-depth, like, it's so, man, it's not just an RPG. There's also a story behind it. Like, if best role-playing game. So yeah, you can, as World of Warcraft, you can play as like a mage, a paladin, you know, a shaman, the whole shebang, you know, basically all the spectrum of the fantasy realm. But Witcher 3, you're playing one person, but the amount of role-playing that you do to it, like, you can do so many choices. Like, there's even this one place where you see these two people, the man and a woman, and the man is pretty much like almost on the verge of, like, you know, doing some nasty things to the woman, and so you have the option of going in and butting in, and you can be the guy, the hero, where you're like, get away, dude, like, I come to protect you, my fair maiden, or something like that. Or you can, like, I don't know, encourage the guy or something. But if you end up helping the woman, this is crazy. If you end up helping the woman, she will end up, you know, being mad at you because it's just a couple and they're role-playing. Loved it. It was such a surprise. It was one of those things that the developers, I feel like they put it in there, and they're like, I want people, watch this. People are going to be so shocked when this happens. And you know what? Thanks, devs. It worked. I was so shocked. But World of Warcraft, it does have a lot of RPG, but I'm going to be honest with you, Witcher 3 all the way. Witcher 3 all the way. They win it. It's between those two, and if I had to, you know, give my best guess, then I think I am Witcher 3, hands down. So best fighting game. For a game designed primarily around head-to-head combat. So you got Killer Instinct, you got King of Fighters, Pokken Tournament, and you got Street Fighter V. So Killer Instinct, I'm sorry, and King of Fighter, because Street Fighter, you guys are pretty much, like, I hate to say it, but it's pretty much dying out. So out of these two, Pokken Tournament and Street Fighter V. Pokken Tournament, if you go on Twitch, I think you can still see people playing it on Twitch, and it's one of those things where it's like you get to train up, you know, your Pokemon, all that. It's pretty cool. It's like Street Fighter, but with Pokemon. And it was really cool. Like, you could see it on Twitch, and people were playing on Twitch for, you know, a couple of weeks, but then I feel like it kind of died out afterwards. But Street Fighter V, man. Alright, Street Fighter V. It came out. Look, Capcom, you need some QA testers. Like, real talk, you gotta get some QA testers. Let's be real. If you gotta delay a game's release, freaking do it, man. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. You guys needed to delay the game. When it came out, Street Fighter V was buggy as hell. Like, I don't even know if you could play against people. I think the whole multiplayer aspect was gone, or the single player was gone. I don't know. It was pretty dumb. I'm gonna be blunt with it. It was pretty dumb to release Street Fighter V. But that being said, out of both of these, it's gonna be Street Fighter V. There's tournaments for Street Fighter V happening all the time. There's esport tournaments. Street Fighter V is still being played on Twitch, and let's be real, if you're still playing on Twitch, like, it's still a pretty good game and people are playing it. So, buggy release aside, alright, so best family game. Best game appropriate for family play, including toys to life, rhythm, music, dance, and other genres. Alright, so you got Dragon Quest, you got Lego Star Wars Force Awakens, Pokemon Go, I guess that's a family game. Ratchet and Clank, Skylanders, Imaginators, or something. So, alright. I did play Star Wars Force Awakens. Lego, you are designed around being family games, and it is a family game, I'm not gonna deny it. I really want Pokemon Go to win. I really do. Just because it is so weird that it's considered a family game. I guess people get to go outside, I guess. I don't know. Like, they go outside and they end up being able to, you know, do things with their family. I don't know, man. Whatever. But Pokemon Go. It's between Pokemon Go or Lego Star Wars. And I have to say, it is a hard choice, because Lego Star Wars is pretty much designed around having your family there, and you just want, like, that's how it is. Like, you have two-player co-op, and it's one of those few games that you can play on the PC with the two-player co-op, and that's really cool. I like more games that do that, and it's one of those things that I really do, especially on the consoles. You really don't see that a lot on the consoles anymore. But Pokemon Go did revolutionize basically family, like gaming, I guess. I don't know, like the phone, I guess. I don't know. Pokemon Go, people were having rights just to get a freaking Charizard. So for family, even though people were glued to their phones, I'm going to say Pokemon Go. Hands down. Niantic, fix your game. Let's fix your game. Alright, so best strategy game. So you got best game focused on real-time or turn-based strategy gameplay. So you got Civilization, Fire Emblem, Banner Saga 2, Total War Warhammer, XCOM 2. Alright, so Banner Saga and Fire Emblem, it's not really a competition with you guys. Like, you guys aren't really part of it. Like, I mean, you know? But if it had to be between Total War Warhammer or Civilization 6, Civilization 6 would definitely win this, hands down. When people were playing it and the whole new mechanics about, you know, how they did it with the whole district system, and, you know, it got to the point where if you're a veteran of Civilization and you started playing this game, you pretty much, it's like playing a whole new game. You really, because of the district systems, it changed so much of the game, but I guess in a positive way. I would say, you know, it's brand new. It's not just your regular Civilization game. So it's something that it was great. Like, they changed it, it worked, so whatever. But the other game I would say would be XCOM 2. And I mean, man, either way, Firaxis is gonna get this. So good job, Firaxis. you did it. I guess. I don't know. But XCOM 2 is one of those games where it's like, it was really changed, and it was really one of those, like, they pretty much revived my personal, like, I'm a diehard XCOM fan. Like, and I'm talking about like the 90s version, you know? Like, when XCOM 1 came out and the way they did it was really cool. You know, like, I've seen Xenonauts, and I played like, you know, basically all the other XCOM games, and it was really, like, the way they did it was really cool, and I feel like it really did casualize the game a bit, and it was cool. Like, it was really innovative. But XCOM 2, like, you know, if it came out, if we were talking about XCOM 1 versus Civilization 6, it would be a really hard choice. But because XCOM 2, there was really no changes to the way the game was played other than basically the story, I have to give it to Civilization 6. They pretty much revamped the game, like, almost completely. Like, changed it around to basically fit what people wanted, and they added some new stuff, and it was really cool. But XCOM 2, man, like, there was really no innovation there. Like, I love the game, but there's really no innovation, and you had to pick between, you know, best strategy game, you know, that's really, like, you know, they've really innovated what their game was. Even though it's a 6th version, they went, you know, all out with it. So Civilization 6, hands down. So we got best sports racing game for traditional and non-traditional sports and racing games. So we got FIFA 17, Forza Horizon, MLB, NBA 2K, and Pro Evolution Soccer. Alright, funny story. Or not for it, I don't know. Probably not that funny. But I was actually looking for a really good soccer game because, I mean, let's be real. FIFA 17, it's like microtransactions galore, I swear. Like, it's pretty much a pay-to-win game. Like, I don't even know what EA was thinking, but, man, I did want to get a soccer game, and I was looking at Pro Evolution, and I was about to get it, but then I noticed something. It's by Konami, and I am not going to buy something from Konami. Like, they are trash. They are a trash company. I wouldn't buy anything from Konami. You know, Jen Sterling, just saying. But NBA 2K, transactions, microtransaction galore. It's pay to win pretty much. You go on multiplayer, I honestly don't understand why they did it the way they did with the NBA 2K, like, multiplayer version where you had to go and you had to find a basketball court that was open, and it was stupid. Like that, I was watching people play it, and it was just like, can I just get like a browser, like a matchmaking thing? Like, I don't want to stand here for like an hour waiting for these people to finish their game, or standing here so I can watch these people play this game. I really don't care. Like, I'm trying to play a game online with some homies or whatever. Like, I don't want to watch other people play the game so I can wait for it. That's dumb. That's just dumb. That's trash. All right. NBA, MLB, I don't really, So, out of all of these two, I would say it'd be FIFA 17 or Forza Horizon 3. But because FIFA is pay to win, and it's pretty much, it's a soccer game. It's a generic soccer game. There's no innovation. There was really nothing there that was new. It's just they tweaked the gameplay a bit, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what they did. Like, they made graphics better, but every year they say we tweaked the ability to do tricks better. I'm like, didn't you do that 3 games ago? I don't get it. I just don't get it. But Forza Horizon 3, they went a whole nother direction. It was really cool. Like, I feel like they win. Forza Horizon 3, hands down. They went a whole different direction with the game, and it panned out. So, good for ya. Way to try something new, Forza. Alright, best multiplayer game. Oh god. Oh god. For outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massive multiplayer. I wonder what game could be on here. Oh my god. Wow, World of Warcraft is not even in this category. I am shocked. I am shocked. At least they got Overwatch. But alright, we got Battlefield 1, Gears of War 4. Overcooked? I don't even know what that is. So you're just a chef? Like, is this like Dining Dashers? I don't... What? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. So you got Overwatch, you got Rainbow Six Siege. Overcooked? What are you? What are you? Like, I don't get it. Anyways, Titanfall 2 is the last one. Alright, so best multiplayer game. Alright, so Gears of War 4, it's pretty much the same thing. It's every like player that does it like professionally or whatever, like they do it on Twitch and all that. All you see is shotguns. Shotguns. There's no innovation. Everything's still the same because of the way the game is designed. It's always gonna be shotguns. It's gonna happen. Sorry. Battlefield 1, Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege. I want to say Titanfall 2, but I mean, look, they were innovative, but they pretty much were just fixing their mistake, so I can't really say that. Battlefield 1, copy and paste, nothing new. Horrible decision what they went to do and they did and all that. It's just god awful. But best multiplayer game, it's between Overwatch and Rainbow Six Siege. Rainbow Six Siege, they took like what they did in terms of, you know, making it like a team sport. Like when you die, you pretty much just die once in the game, and then all you do is watch. But the way they did it to make it more interesting and more, you know, where even though you're dead, you can still participate in the game. And the fact that the matches are really quick, even if you die, it sucks. Don't get me wrong, like you want to be playing, but even when you die, you can still help the team out. Like if you're part of the insurgents, I guess, whatever you want to call them, you can control the cameras. You can help your team out, see, you know, where the other team is. You can watch what your team is seeing. You can help them out. Like, that's really cool. That was something that they did that it really worked. For Ubisoft, something worked. And it's really, man, it's amazing. Division. All right. Anyways, so we got Overwatch. Overwatch, best multiplayer game. Look, we got esports. They sold over 20 million copies already, and the game's been out like, I don't know, since May, months, however many months that was. I don't know. Math, whatever. But Overwatch, they pretty much set the example of how to release a game. Basically, like they focused on gameplay, and even though the lore wasn't there, it was basically spurred people's imagination. I mean, you got porn. You got Overwatch porn. I don't see Rainbow Six Siege porn. I see Call of Duty porn now, like whatever. But yeah, like that's how you can tell a game is good, I guess. When people are so passionate about the game that they do porn of the game, I guess. But alright, but out of all these, between Rainbow Six Siege and Overwatch, hands down, you got esport. Like Blizz made it an esport, and it's very successful. They're doing so much for it, and they're even supporting it. Like even right now, they're still supporting it, and they're still supporting Rainbow Six Siege, but Overwatch, sorry. But best esports player, I don't know. Faker, Cold Zero, I'm not even gonna try. Infiltration, Hungrybox. I don't know who these people are. I don't know. I mean, I know of Seagull. Like, I don't really watch Super Smash Bros. Esports. I didn't even realize that was an esport. I don't really care about Super Smash Bros. Esports, nor do I care about League of Legends esports. Like, it just doesn't interest me. I just don't get it. So, out of all of these, I'm just gonna pick the best name. And honestly, Hungrybox, you have the best name. Cracks me up. Love it. Even though it's Super Smash Bros. So, Hungrybox from Team Liquid. Good for you, I guess. I don't know. Best esports team. I don't know any of these. Oh, but I do know Cloud9. Look, I don't know any of these. SK Gaming, Wings Gaming, SK Telecom. I really don't know what any of these teams are. But it appears to me that we have a... I feel like they're all Korean. Ugh, I'm gonna flag for that one. Look, I know of Cloud9. I feel like Cloud9 is one of those teams where everybody loves and like they're super good. Like they pretty much get all the good. They're basically like the Barcelona of the esports leagues. So I'm gonna go for Cloud9. Best esports game. The esports game that demonstrated creative and technical excellence in 2016 with the best gameplay, community support, and content updates. Alright. So we got Counter-Strike, Dota, League, Overwatch, and Street Fighter. Man, I really... like, please God, don't let Counter-Strike and League of Legends win. The games that have been out for the last 20 years. Please don't let them win. Like, I want Overwatch to win. I don't want a 20-year-old game to win. I'm sorry, I don't. Look, I know there's Counter-Strike fans, and I know League of Legends fans, but we're talking about 2016. 2016, man. These games have been out for, like, ever. Since, like, the dawn of time, these games have been out. Like, Overwatch set the standard of, you know, basically how to do things. It's like, Overwatch is a great game, and it's growing in esports, and I can see it being one of those things where you're gonna, like, what, you already see, like, Counter-Strike on TBS? Like, you're gonna start seeing Overwatch on TBS. They're even doing the whole Combine, like, Overwatch League thing, and that's really cool, you know? Gonna see this guy, you know, on the Combine, and I'm gonna be on Cloud9. I'm already predicting it, Cloud9 over here. But yeah, Overwatch, that's hands down. Trending game for a streamer, influence, media member who was important impact industry in 2016. All right. So you got Angry Joe Show, you got Boogie2988, you got Daniel Dyer, Jacksepticeye, and Lyric. Look, Jacksepticeye and Lyric, I don't really know that much about them. Like, I've seen some of their content. I'm not hating on them. They're not for me, I guess. But out of all these, it would be these three, and I really don't know Boogie298, like, in terms of, like, the gaming industry. I know he does some vlogs about it, but I wouldn't say he's influenced the gaming industry. I'd say, like, he'd talk about it. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Like, I just don't see it. So when it comes down to it, it's Angry Joe or Daniel Dwyer. Angry Joe, look, like, the past year of Angry Joe, I would say, like, he's a really strong contestant, but for the past year, Angry Joe, like, I feel like he's done more focus on Twitch than his actual YouTube, and he's done a lot more vlogs where he's angry versus, like, I don't know, like, it's between Angry Joe and Daniel Dwyer, and when it comes down to Daniel Dwyer, like, I love Angry Joe, like, I watch his stuff all the time, I love his opinion, but, man, Daniel Dwyer is one of those people where I used to, like, I was there when GameSpot, yeah, GameSpot, yeah. GameSpot, I used to look at GameSpot, you know, before Daniel Dwyer, and it's pretty much, if you remember back in the day, before this guy, it was pretty much like your other IGN. Like, it was pretty much IGN. Like, whatever IGN is now, like, it's pretty much what GameStop was. GameSpot? Whatever. Like, Daniel Dwyer, the moment he came in, and it became, man, it's what he did to the gaming industry. Like, it was amazing. Like, he basically changed, revolutionized media all around, like gaming journalism all around. He set up Lobby, like the show Lobby. He basically, he did all these things. He did the whole gameplay thing, like, you know, test out the game type thing, where, you know, he wasn't the first one to do it, sure, but he did do it on GameSpot. Whatever. And I don't know, like, when it comes to Daniel Dwyer, like, I have to say, I'm a fan for what he did. I don't really know the guy, like, he's in Oakland, he's across the bay, but Daniel Dwyer, man, he's one of those people that I hope he does succeed with his no clip thing. I'm really glad he's trying to go that route, because I mean, he did all he could do for GameSpot. Like, he did his thing. He basically set him, like, GameSpot is ready to go. They need it. He basically made GameSpot what it is today. I can see them being one of the, like, game trailers, where, you know, game trailer that company, like, they ended up, you know, people stop looking at them because you have YouTubers and you have, you know, all these other places that you can go to get your information about a game, and sadly game trailers ended up, you know, not, you know, they ended up closing down. And if it wasn't for Daniel Dwyer, I feel like he basically made GameSpot, like, he saved GameSpot. Like, his ideas and everything, it was great. His shows, great. I love Lobby. I love the way they do it, and they talk about controversial things. GameSpot really didn't do that. And then I would recommend a video that Daniel Dwyer did. It basically talked about how GameSpot went around to reviewing games and, you know, companies, all that. He was talking about how the game company, like GameSpot, went and they would get, you know, people from GameSpot, like, you know, like Ubisoft, EA, and all that, would basically, you know, fly people out from GameSpot, and then they would do, like, play the game, do a review or whatever. And it got a point where they were getting a lot of flack for it, and so now they pretty much don't do any of that. And I would recommend a video that he basically goes, like, I'm just like half-assing it, but it was really interesting. It opens your mind up to, you know, the way GameSpot started doing their things, and I feel like it's one of those things where, yeah, like, YouTubers get flown out to, like Paradox goes for the Stellaris thing and all that, and all these other companies, they bring out, like, hey, come play our game, like, you know, so you can, like, shut off on our YouTube. It's one of those things, like, yeah, if you're a YouTuber, like, you're still a business, so it's like, yeah, it's but GameSpot is pretty established. Like, they do ad revenue and all that for their sites or whatever they do to make income. So yeah, it's really good. I don't know, hands down, Daniel Dwyer, hands down. Love the guy. Best fan creation. All right. So mods, fan creation. I want you guys to know something. There's only 2 choices. Out of all the ones that we've done so far, they've had 4 or 5 choices. I think all of them had 5 choices so far. So the other 2 choices that are missing here are both Nintendo-based fan games. You have the Pokemon game and, like, the Super Smash Bros. Street Fighter mod or something, like, whatever it was. So Nintendo was like, you need to take these games down. And so, yeah, even though this awards show is supposed to be not funded by publishers, you know, but apparently, I don't know. But I just thought that was funny, because it's supposed they basically boast about how they're not funded by video game companies, but the moment Nintendo gets mad at these 2 fan creations, Nintendo gets pissed. And this is why Nintendo is one of those companies where they're just not into it. They need to get down with, like, you know, the new generation, I guess. They take 40% or something like that from YouTubers' income per video. They flag everything to do about Nintendo. I'm just like, come on, dude. What are you doing? This is why, like, God, that's why they're just not a competition against PS4 and Xbox. If it wasn't for the fact that they're focusing more on Japan and, like, what does Japan want? Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. They release the same game over and over. I don't get it. Look, I just don't get it. I'm sorry. But either way, look, the Pokemon one, it was developed by one person. It took them like 9 years. It was a great game. like based on, you know, what I've seen about it, because you can't get it anymore because of Nintendo. It was okay. It was a Pokemon game. It was like a remastered Pokemon game. But out of all of these, you had Brutal and Enderall. So the ones that we can non-animate, I guess. Non-animate. Whatever. Out of both of these, honestly, it would have been between that Pokemon game or Enderall. And since Pokemon isn't here, you got Enderall anyway. So Enderall, they pretty much took the Skyrim game and they revamped it. They basically remastered the game, and I'm talking about not like the Bethesda remaster, which everything is broken and looks like trash. Like, I'm talking about like a legit, really good remaster. And I think it was about 30-40 hours to this. They added 30-40 hours to the Skyrim game. Honestly, as someone who's played Skyrim for about that amount of time, I'm pretty much played out of Skyrim. I want something new, so I didn't play this game, but I did watch people playing it, and man, I was amazed. I love the story. The story was really good, and I don't know, like it's something where they went all out for it, and it almost became like a AAA game. I feel like Bethesda should pay them. I'm gonna be honest with you, Bethesda, make this a DLC, make this official. I'm just gonna put it out there. They tried really hard about it, or with it, and ugh, that's better than your remastered. Just saying. But out of all of these, honestly, even if the Pokemon game was there, it'd be Enderall, hands down. Hands down, it'd be Enderall. I feel like they went back to the Obsidian days. You know, New Vegas, Obsidian, Elder Scrolls, whatever was in Skyrim. Damn, Obsidian, there you go. Yeah. I feel like Enderall would have gotten it, and Obsidian would be proud. Alright, so most anticipated game after December 1st, 2016. Release after that. So we got God of War, we got Horizon Zero Dawn, Mass Effect, Red Dead Redemption, Legend of Zelda. It's Nintendo. Nobody, unless you own a Nintendo or you're hyped about Zelda, I feel like this game would be up there, but I just don't care. I don't care about Legend of Zelda. Never have. But my unbiased aside, it's still another Zelda game. It comes down to it, if you had to pick between all of these other games, it still wouldn't even be a competition. Sorry, Nintendo fans. I don't know what to say. It's just the truth. I'm sorry. So you got God of War and Horizon. Horizon, if it wasn't a new IP, I mean, people they want it because it's something that's they've seen trailers for, but I don't really seen it compete against Mass Effect or Red Dead. And God of War, if it was between God of War or Mass Effect, based on what people have seen in God of War, they're really skeptical on like how the game is going to play because they see the sun and they think the sun is pretty much going to be one of those things where you really you don't know if it's going to be a hindrance. Like people are really skeptic about it. They really don't know if the game is going to succeed because it's one of those things where it's like, I don't really want to babysit this guy. I don't want to babysit an NPC. It never pans out. It never pans out. I'm sorry, game devs. I don't want to babysit an NPC. It's just not my thing. Look, I can do that in real life with a real person. I just don't want to do it in my games. I'm sorry. So when it comes down to it, it's got to be Mass Effect Andromeda or Red Dead Redemption 2. So here's the thing. So Mass Effect, I feel like people are really, they're a little skeptical on this game because they're basically going a whole new approach of it. And based on Mass Effect 3, people are they're kind of skeptic about it because of the ending. But from what I've heard from the creators, they revamped it, and they basically are taking what people are saying from Mass Effect 3 and they're kind of fixing it. Like they actually care. They're listening to people from what they're implying. They're listening to people. And man, it's really skeptical. Like, not really skeptical, but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if the game is going to succeed. I feel like they will succeed in sales numbers, but in terms of story, they're trying something new. So it's, if it works, it works, man. I really do hope, and I will be playing this game. I am a fan of Mass Effect, but the ending, my God, it was awful. It was just awful. It was like it didn't mean anything. Everything I did was pointless. It was just pointless. Everything I did was pointless. But I liked the first game. It was really like RPG type of game, and the way they made it more casual as the game went on, it was really kind of bothered me. But whatever. I played it for the story. I just wanted to end the game at that point, so whatever. But alright. Man, Red Dead Redemption 2. If this game had been announced a year ago, I would say Mass Effect, hands down. But because it's being announced right now, as that show Westfield is out, if it wasn't for Westfield, I don't think this game would get that much of a hype, or as much of a hype as it would be getting. Red Dead Redemption 2 is, with the way Rockstar is touting the game, is because they're focusing more on based on GTA Online. They're focusing more on making Red Dead Redemption 2 like a GTA Online. They're gonna make it more, like interactive, where it's like Grand Theft Auto, but it's Western setting, I guess. And because of Westworld, I'm hyped. I am so hyped for this game. I can't wait. I love it. I love it. I love the show Westworld, and the fact that this game is being announced now that Westworld is out, there's so much hype on that show, and people are comparing that show to Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's gonna be great. I'm excited. I love it. I wanna, I don't know, rob a bank or something, but like Western setting. Look, you can do that in GTA, but I wanna do it on horseback, man. That'd be really cool. Whatever. But hands down, out of all of these, it's between Mass Effect or Red Dead Redemption 2, and I feel like it'd be Red Dead Redemption 2, hands down. So, moment you've all been waiting for, I guess. So, Game of the Year, 2016 Game of the Year. Recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Alright, so you got Doom, you got Inside, Overwatch, Titanfall 2, Uncharted 4. Man, this is really hard. This is really hard. So recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. This is really hard. Hands down, Inside. Sorry. Titanfall 2. I'm sorry. It's really between Uncharted 4, Overwatch, and Doom. And best experience across all creative and technical fields. So you're getting the best experience. And alright, so Doom, this is really hard. And out of these three, these are really great games. Doom is one of those games where they really immersed you in the story, and it's like there's always action, and it came out as a hit. People were saying that the devs were really skeptic about their own game, and that's why the review copy doesn't come out. And I feel like it's in this time of day, or this time of age, or whatever, like it's really easy to say that yeah, they were skeptic, and for a reason. Games are really hard to please people, but Doom was such a good hit. It was a great hit. It was a great game. People loved it. The gameplay on it was freaking amazing. Like, they focused so hard on the gameplay, and it was pretty obvious that that's what they did. Story-wise, story-wise, I don't like their story was subtle. They didn't really focus. Like, they did have a story, sure, but it was like a subtle story. And it was a good story. Like, it made sense. Like, I mean, once you figured out what was going on, like, you kind of realized, like, he was just angry. Like, it didn't really say that. Like, your protagonist didn't really say anything. But, I mean, based on how he went around doing things, it was, unless you knew what was going on, I guess, it was a little hard to pick up on the cues. But Doom was a really good game. Overwatch doesn't really have a story, but the gameplay, oh my god. Oh, you know what? I'm going to get Overwatch last because I have a lot to say about Overwatch. Uncharted 4. Man, Uncharted 4. It's the art was great. The way, like, man, you just get immersed in the game, and it was amazing. Uncharted 4 was just one of those games where it's just like, there was a narration was fantastic, the story was fantastic, the gameplay was great. It would have been better on PC because, I mean, it's basically you're trying to shoot people, and that just doesn't work on a console. I'm sorry. But, man, Uncharted 4 was a great game, and this is why the game of the year was really great, because it's really hard, because you have these 3 really great games, and it's just, they're great, but at the same time they had massive amount of sales. Even Overwatch is still selling a ton, so that's great. But when you have to think game of the year, out of these 3, Overwatch didn't really have a story. Overwatch, the gameplay, Blizzard has come out several times saying that they focus more on gameplay than they do about story, and it's very, very clear that that's what they did on Overwatch. Even though the game doesn't really have any lore behind it, like there's no official lore. It's basically lore that's made from magazines or, basically just short films. It's lore that people don't really know for sure. It's more speculation, but things, based on the graphic novels or whatnot. It's great. It's great. I love it. It's like sort of ARG. Like the lore is within the game, but you have to go out and you have to search for it. Like the Sombra and the Ana things. Like it was one of the things that's like you had to go and you had to know what you're looking for. And man, Overwatch. I've been thinking about this for a while, and like throughout the coming weeks, I guess. And honestly, Uncharted 4, it's a great game. It's one of those games where it's different. But when you had to compare it to the 3, I don't know. Like it's Doom and Uncharted 4 are basically on the same level. Overwatch, there's an esports behind it. People are making porn of it, so people are loving it. There's backstory behind it. There's Blizzard, when they were doing the BlizzCon of 2015, people were dressing up as characters they saw YouTubers and streamers play. The amount of hype that was brought onto Overwatch was so massive. The marketing campaign was so different what people are used to that I feel like it really worked. It worked so well, in fact, that you have a game like Battleborn that doesn't even exist anymore. Battleborn is gone. Like, even with the community trying to revamp the game, it's just gone. There's no more of that. It comes down to, okay, which one has the most fun? Which one has the most replayability? Which one has the best story? Which one basically immerses you in the game? And honestly, I gotta say, like, it's gonna be Overwatch. I see Overwatch doing it. Like it's a really tough decision, but Overwatch is one of those games where like people are still playing it. They have tournaments behind it. They have esports behind it. They have people that are so dedicated to that game that they're freaking dressing up like it at BlizzCon. Like they're making up these massive it's great. I loved it. I love it. It's really hard decision, but it comes down to it's Blizzard. Blizzard is one of those companies that support their games, and they came out with a patch to support Diablo 2, and I think they're even coming out with Diablo 1 to be not remastered, but be able to work on our systems. Like we'll be able to do it for if you have like the Diablo 3 and all that. So it's a tough decision, but I have to give it to Overwatch. Like Overwatch revolutionized basically the industry. The way the industry marketed the game, the way the game basically just... Look, I know Team Fortress exists, but before Overwatch, all you had to watch is Call of Duty, you had Counter-Strike, you had, Battlefield. They were all first-person shooters, and they were all the same thing. Now, because of Overwatch, you have games coming out like Paladin, you got Battleborn, you got Paragon even. I'll even put Paragon in there, even though it's really weird, but... Look, like you have these games that they're basically copying what Overwatch is doing, not intentionally sometimes like Paladin, but it's Overwatch basically changed the industry, and they managed to revive a genre of the hero first-person shooter genre when it was dead. It was completely dead. Team Fortress was around, but it's basically a decade-old game that people are playing it, but really it comes down to it's Valve. Valve doesn't really take care of the game, but that's a whole different story. But it comes down to it's like, man, people who are playing Team Fortress 2, it's really cool that when Overwatch came out, Team Fortress 2 basically started losing players. It's something that it was really amazing. Like, they managed to grasp the players from Team Fortress 2, and it was, man, it was a great thing. Like, people are, you know, sure, Team Fortress 2 has been around for a long time, but man, Overwatch is new. Like, Overwatch is the new thing, and there was time to, you know, revive a new genre, and because of Blizzard, that genre revived. And on another note, Blizzard is making another game, so hopefully it's a Overwatch MMO, so that'd be really cool. I would love to see Titans. I would definitely play Titans, hands down. But anyways, so that's all, folks. So this is our 2016 Video Game Awards, and so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, so there were a lot of hard decisions when it came down to some of the choices. Like, definitely Game of the Year, it was really hard. All three of those were great games, and there were some easy decisions where, you know, like the esports player, Hungry Box. It was easy, hands down. Hungry Box, you get my win. But yeah, there were some hard decisions, there was easy decisions, and there's obviously Video Game Awards. It wouldn't be the Video Game Awards if there wasn't some, you know, controversy behind them, like Nintendo. Like, of course you gotta be one. But I think it's pretty cool that for this year, because oh my god, what is his name? Kojima, I'm just gonna say Kojima. Kojima didn't get his award last year, and I think what they're gonna do, and they were kind of advertising it like in a little box. There we go, a little box down over yonder, over there. They were advertising they were giving him an award for, like, an award for something. I don't remember what it was, but it was an award, and I really like that. Like, that's especially what they did last year, because Konami, they're just god awful. They're trash. They're just trash. I really like that they're doing that, and it really, when it comes down, you know, like when it's Kojima, he's been in the industry for a while. He's like a Chris Metzen. Like, it's one of those people that I hope Chris Metzen's next, even though he's only really done, you know, like Blizzard games and all that, and he's really, like, it's basically like the WoW and all, you know, like, whatever. I really hope Chris Metzen gets that award at some point. You know, it's because Chris Metzen has, you know, he basically, if it wasn't for him, Warcraft wouldn't be around. And honestly, if it wasn't for him, I feel like Overwatch wouldn't be what it is today. Like, the lore behind it. Like, Chris Metzen is really great, and along with Kojima, I hope he gets it, and Kojima deserves it too. Metal Gear Solid, it's been around for a long time, and it's a great game. And yeah, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's a super long video, but yeah, it's nominations. Do what you want. Like, it's these are the predictions. But yeah, so it comes down to it. 2016, great games, bad games all around. Fortunately, everybody got picked, but like Battlefront, thank God. Oh God, ugh. So glad. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys in the next one. Bye.